What up, y'all? It's the homie Dame. And besides the endless comments asking me to react to One Piece, one of the most requested series for me to react to on this channel is the Monogatari series. If you're an OG to this channel, and by OG I mean like 2 months ago, my channel is pretty new. You know that one of the very first videos that I put out was me ranking every single Monogatari opening from worst to best, but it wasn't my usual 1 to 5 scale. It was literally ranking from number 23 or however many openings there are all the way to number 1 by ascending order of how good I thought they were. But unfortunately YouTube took it down for copyright, and no matter how many times I've tried to re-edit it and kind of mix it up a little bit, it's always been blocked. So I figure, fuck it, let me just film it again. But this time I'm just going to talk about my top 10 favorite openings in this series. That way I can go a bit more in depth a little bit instead of speeding through all of them, especially the ones I don't really care about. So yeah, disclaimer, this isn't really a reaction video. I've watched these openings and I've watched the series many times. This is just more of a breakdown ranking video. So if that's not what you're here to see, then check out some of the other videos I've done where I do blind reactions to some popular anime openings, and I also rate them. But anyway, let's get into my favorite Monogatari openings of all time. Okay, sorry. Starting from number 10, it's Chocolate Insomnia from season 2, which is in the top 10 for this scene alone. As far as soft pop rock ballads go, this is almost the best. Okay, what is good about this song, and what is good about this opening? I just really think the melody is endearing. It sounds energetic with this sense of longing, and I like how we have a key change towards the end, with the melody constantly building up, upwards. I love songs that do that, you know, it's constantly changing and building up on the same notes. I also love how simple it keeps things musically. The majority of the wow factor from this song comes from the melody and chord progression, and Japanese music loves doing this for whatever reason. So there's this great melodic moment here where it goes from G minor to G sharp minor. And I know that means nothing to 99.99% of you guys, but that shit just sounds so good to me for some reason. And as for visuals, you might say, well, Sugar Sweet Nightmare, another Hanekawa OP, has more striking and it's much more interesting visually, but why is Chocolate Insomnia in the top 10? And well, the answer is short-haired Hanekawa with cat ears. At number 9, we got Platinum Disco from Nisemonogatari. Okay, I'll start this off by saying I actually think the dance that Skihi does for this song actually looks really dumb. She poses like a basic Instagram girl from 2015, then does like a bootleg Jabberwocky's tut. It looks goofy to me, but that being said, the song for this OP bumps. That East Asian woodwind sounding instrument playing the lead melody sounds so good, and the beat and instrumental is crisp and fun, and the song has this irresistible bounce to it. This is arguably one of the more danceable songs on the list, which is why it's a little disappointing that the dance Skihi does herself is so mid. But yeah, this is one of the strongest songs on the list, and as for visuals, I like the multiple images we see, and of course we get that nice Araragi Ahoge spotlight. At number 8, we got Decent Black from Owari Monogatari. Ah, Ogi. Don't we all love how adorably creepy she is? The mystery of her character is one of the major ongoing plot points of the second half of Monogatari, and this OP showcases that by hitting us over the head with visuals that tell us that Ogi is a fucking mystery. You're supposed to be baffled by her character, and her motivations are supposed to be unknown to you. Musically, I think the song Decent Black is like barely better than Platinum Disco, mainly because I love the crazy synthesizer instrumentation going on in the background. I think that's what really sets it above Platinum Disco, because it's really creative, it's really fun, it gives this song kind of a 2000s techno sound. If you combine that with a strong, catchy vocal line, and you get a banger OP. At number 7, we got Marshmallow Justice from Nisemonogatari. Fuck, this is so low for Marshmallow Justice, man. I feel like from here on out, all these OPs in the top 10 are gonna be basically interchangeable, besides maybe the top 3, because, you know, the way I rank them is based on like arbitrary little nitpicks, like you know, small things that put this one above this one, or this one is just above this because of this small reason. You know, they all slap, and I know this song slaps because it's got Karen, and you know, like martial arts is her thing, so like slap. There's a joke there somewhere. I think the best way to describe this OP musically is shonen ska. The song sounds like a fucking Goldfinger song. The horns give the song this playful energy. The hook sounds like something that could be the opening to any shonen in the past 20 years. I don't know, like this song makes me want to go out and skateboard. Of course, Karen herself is basically a shonen protagonist stuck in the wrong show, which is what makes this style of music so appropriate. Visually, this OP looks it's fucking gorgeous. I love the puffs of smoke that are animated beautifully. It looks like a demonic gender reveal party. I love the creepy CGI bees. I love that Kiyomi explodes into a bunch of CGI bees, which is my literal nightmare. I love everything about this OP, man, and it's insane that it only came up at number 7, but that just goes to show how absolutely fucking turned the rest of these are. Number 6 is Ambivalent World from Bakemonogatari. Ah, speaking of shonen OPs, we finally have an opening for Best Monkey. This opening is lesbian Kuroko no Basket, which that phrase alone is enough to know everything you need to know about Kanbaru. To me, Ambivalent World is the same style of song as Marshmallow Justice, except slightly worse because instead of the fun horns, we get more standard, basic rock guitars as the main instrumentation. So to make up for this, we have a sick guitar riff, and we also have Miyuki Sawashiro, whose voice I like better than Karen's voice actress. What is her name? Eri Kitamura. But what really pushes it above Marshmallow Justice, for me, is the more interesting and symbolic visuals we get. I mean, watching this OP basically gives you everything you need to know plot-wise and thematically also for Saruga Monkey. And it's done in a way that I think is really artsy and clever. Plus, check it out, this little melodic bit is just too fucking catchy. Fuck, man, Monogatari is such a good show. Number 5, we got Kaerimichi from Bakemonogatari. So when I first watched Bakemonogatari and I got to this arc, I immediately thought, oh no, is this the reason they told me to watch this with headphones on and the doors locked? I don't want to watch this little girl shaking her backpack in my face. This kind of subject matter was handled way better in Dora the Explorer. But then after realizing that the FBI wasn't coming to arrest me, I actually listened to the song and realized it's like, really good. I mean, I listen to a lot of music, so I always like things that sound different, and although it's not like Kaerimichi is groundbreaking or like genre defying, sound-wise at least, it's definitely unique in the context of other Monogatari openings. It sounds like something you could hear in an arcade in Akihabara, just really quick tempo electronic music. You can see we have this 8-bit sounding synth interlude. And I love when people use creative and out there sounds for their music instead of your stock guitars and basic synths that everybody hears. I always say, man, just use that video game sounding shit, man, and do it with confidence too. Visually, this OP is a barrage of bizarre scenes, which is great because it fits the chaotic nature of the song. To me, this is like the quintessential Monogatari OP for weird visuals that, you know, they seem random at first and they seem unrelated, but they end up being really memorable and they serve as good metaphors for the plot. The OP is basically just Hachikuji living wild in her own little world, which is representative for her loneliness as a character. It's shit like this that makes Monogatari OP so unique and creative, instead of just having an OP where it's like, oh, here's the cast of characters standing still with credits playing over them, or maybe in like an unrelated fight scene that we put 90% of the season's budget into. Here you have shit like this that's actually trying to tell a story on its own with thought-provoking imagery, and I don't know, man. It's just really fun, man. Look at this shit. What is she doing here, man? How wacky. Number 4, we have Perfect Slumbers from Nekomonogatari Black. The best Hanakawa opening. This is a nice change of pace from some of the more energetic OPs on this list. This is just a really pure, sweet, sentimental ballad. This is a song where I could actually see Hanakawa singing this in-universe in an episode as like part of the plot. Like she's singing this as a confession to Araragi and it just being like the most heartfelt thing ever. I mean, she's even carrying around a guitar, like instead of playing Wonderwall, she breaks out into Perfect Slumbers. What's crazy is that Yui Horii isn't even doing anything really crazy with her voice. It's a very simple delivery, but underneath that simple delivery is just this pure sincerity, this longing, this wistfulness. I'm not even that big of a Hanakawa fan, but hearing this OP just makes me want to root for her, man. Like, I don't know, just do your thing, queen. Live your life. Stop thinking about these bum-ass men and just just live. I like how the visuals are also very delicate, like the song is. There's a lot of long takes of Hanekawa staring off into space with these gentle scene transitions. It's not the most exciting thing, but thematically it's perfect. This OP is just the poster child for capturing a specific tone or vibe and just going in on it at every level, from the music all the way to the visuals. At number 3, we got Mousou Express from Bakemonogatari Season 2. Aw, shit. It's Nadeko time, folks. This is another OP where everything that can be said about it has been said by someone else in a much better way than I could ever say it. Again, there's so much symbolism and carefully crafted detail. It's insane, the genius that goes behind these OPs. And the song, man, holy fuck. Like, dude, arguably as good as Renai Circulation, or even the number 1 pick, if you haven't guessed what that is already. I love how the song is like a super smooth, Latin sounding cha-cha. There's a piano that drives the instrumental, and it's kind of like reversed at some points, which I think is a cool ass effect. Kanahana does almost the same style of delivery as Renai Circulation, but in this context it comes across as almost teasing and mysterious instead of cutesy, even though, again, it's basically the same delivery, and I think that mainly comes about through the instrumentation. And of course we have that iconic Zamba 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 Zamba. Yeah. This is like the best thing ever. And honestly, it doesn't even have to do with the fact that, in my opinion, Nadeko has some of the best arcs in the first half of the series. This opening is just such a complete and well-crafted product in its own right. Number 2, we got Renai Circulation from Bakemonogatari. Oh god, y'all knew this was gonna be here. Y'all know what's crazy about Renai Circulation? I wish I knew the history of why it popped off as a meme. Like, why this song and not Kaerimichi or something? You know what I mean? Like, where did it start? If somebody knows the meme history behind Renai Circulation, someone tell me in the comments. I'm just dying to know. So this is an OP that I feel is the most representative of the medium of anime. This is the most anime-y OP of all time, and what I mean by that is that people think of anime OPs and they think of the basic J-rock and big vocals, and you know, from like the Naruto openings, or I don't know, something like Tokyo Ghoul, and that's like the public mindset of what an anime OP sounds like. In my opinion, Renai Circulation is what I think of when I think, what does an anime OP look like? It feels so distinctively Japanese and cartoony, the way anime should feel like. It has that cute bubbly aspect to it, that essence of kawaii that you can only find in anime. And to me, this is what makes Renai Circulation top tier, the fact that it is almost synonymous with the idea of an anime opening. Again, I can't say too much about the metric fuck ton of symbolism in this OP that other people haven't already said, but what I can do is like fanboy over Kanahana's amazing vocals again, just like in Mousou Express. I don't know what fucking deep depths of her soul she reached into to pull out this performance, but holy fucking shit is it good. Her voice at times seems barely more intense than a whisper. And the way she sings close to the mic, I'm assuming creates this almost ASMR effect if you listen with headphones, and it just sounds so unique, and I feel like it's such a special performance. It's crazy she was able to do the same kind of delivery for Mousou Express. But yeah, Renai Circulation, iconic, amazing, snaky. That's my number 2 pick for the best Monogatari OP, and number 1 is... This is where I'm going to cut to the first opening. I gotta remember to do that. It's Stable from Bakemonogatari. Not the most controversial choice, but one that has a special place in my cold, dead heart. After seeing this OP, I was 100% sold on the Monogatari series. Like, I knew then I'm for sure watching this whole thing and that I was probably gonna love it, which I did. Now, what makes this my favorite OP? Well, if you haven't guessed from now how I've talked about the other 9 OPs on this list, it's the music. Surprise, surprise, a musician is most impressed by the musical aspect of an OP. It's almost like that's the point of this video. Again, as someone who listens to an unhealthy amount of old and new music on a weekly basis, the way I kind of approach rating a song in my head in terms of my own personal rankings is how good does the artist accomplish whatever they were trying to accomplish? Take someone like Kendrick Lamar, you know, he tries to make conscious rap with layers of subtext and double meanings. So when I look at his music, I'm like, okay, how well does he accomplish that? Not really how like bumping his beats are, how hard it sounds in the club, because that's not the goal. In the same way, I listen to a cutesy K-pop group like Twice or Red Velvet, and I'd be like, okay, they're just trying to create goofy, girly bubblegum pop. So I'm not gonna be sitting there like, oh, how fire are their bars, or you know, how complex is their instrumentation? Because again, that's not the point. That's not what they're trying to do. So that being said, what is Megumi Hinata trying to accomplish with a song like Staple Stable? Well, from what I can tell, you know, she's trying to make a wistful alt rock song in the style of a band like The Killers. You know. A song like Read My Mind or something like that doesn't go too heavy on the guitars but just sounds soft and sincere. And in that aspect, Staple Stable absolutely succeeds at what it's trying to do. The lyrics, "Don't commit someone like me, don't look so far into me." It's, you know, Senjugahara trying to push Araragi away, set over these soft, fluttering guitars, both electric and acoustic, with light, playful synths just playing the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun melody. The beginning of the song starts off so airy and ethereal. The kick drum doesn't even come in until like halfway through the song. And Chiwa Saito, she sings this beautiful, sweet melody talking about, I think, like back away from me before it's too late, or something to that effect. The aesthetic I describe it as representing is being alone in a subway car, moving through the city and looking out through the window, and it's like cloudy as fuck. In the OP itself, we even have this train and cityscape, which is really fitting. I love the whole staple, staple a bit. It sounds like something from like an 80s pop song with those layered backing vocals. The call and response style, almost reminiscent of like old girl groups. Of course, the song builds up into a hook that's a lot more energetic, and we see Chiwa Saito deliver it with what I'd call a passionate but poised delivery. And if you think about it, that describes Senjugahara perfectly as a character. She's poised, always classy and stoic, but passionate and more lovey-dovey than she lets on. As for imagery, I'm just gonna list a bunch of things I like. I like the giant Godzilla Senjugahara, that's a striking image. I like the Pac-Man staple weaving through the buildings. I like the use of real-world photography in general. I think that's a clever and creative touch. It's such a slick and well-crafted opening. The visuals are simple yet striking and memorable. The song is subdued and low-key while still being sincere and heartfelt. Oh, fuck, man. Hitagi best. Hitagi best. Alright, well, that's my top 10 favorite Monogatari openings as determined by a carefully crafted scientific formula using advanced metrics and calculations to determine the optimum placement for each song on this list. Definitely not something I thought up in like 20 minutes. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I do a bunch of anime opening reactions, and I do like commentary videos now for like anime shows. I just did a video about Phantom Blood, and I also got one about Kill la Kill too, so check those out. And that's the video. Peace.